Ever walk into your house and just, wish it would kind of get things ready for you?
Like it could sense you were there.
Exactly. Well, that's basically what we're talking about today. Smart homes.
And the technology is way closer to that sci-fi dream than a lot of people realize.
We're diving deep into an episode of Tech Talk Nexus, and they break down how to actually do smart home automation. I'm talking even I felt like I could set it up by the end.
It's pretty amazing how fast this stuff has gone from like futuristic movies to, well, reality, right?
Totally. And it's not just about having a bunch of cool gadgets.
Right. It's about actual benefits like more comfort, better security, and did you know you can even save money on your energy bills?
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
So Tech Talk Nexus starts off by getting back to the basics, like what even is smart home automation?
Yeah, it can sound kind of vague.
Sure.
They had a really good way of putting it. It's basically using technology to control all these different parts of your home, but the key is it all goes through one system.
Oh, okay, so it's all connected.
Exactly. Think of it like a conductor leading an orchestra.
Okay.
But instead of violins and trumpets, you've got your lights, your appliances, your security system,
Wild.
all working together like in harmony.
Way better analogy than I could have come up with.
Yeah.
So they talk about these smart speakers like a Google Home or Amazon Echo being the brains of the operation.
Yeah, that's your command center right there, the hub that connects it all.
I've seen those.
Imagine this. You get home from work, you're totally drained.
The worst.
Instead of like dragging yourself around, turning on lights, messing with the thermostat, you just tell Alexa, Alexa, I'm home.
Oh, wow.
Lights come on, perfect temperature, maybe even some music starts playing.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And speaking of cool stuff, Tech Talk gets into all the fun gadgets you can use.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton.
Like they talk about this Philips Hue for lighting. You can set the mood with just a few taps on your phone.
I actually have that.
Romantic dinner. Big party.
It's really easy to use.
I love that.
And it's not just about like cool colors and stuff. Think about smart thermostats.
Okay.
They learn your schedule.
Really?
Yeah, so you're not wasting energy when you don't need to. Saves you money, and it's good for the environment, too.
Now, that's what I call a win-win. Imagine coming home to a perfectly temperature-controlled house without even thinking about it.
Exactly.
But it gets even better. They also talk about how smart home tech can actually make your home way more secure.
Oh, for sure. Security is huge. Smart cameras, for example, are like having an extra set of eyes.
Oh, right, like the Ring and Nest ones? I've heard of them.
Yeah, you get alerts on your phone if there's any weird activity going on. Some even let you talk to whoever's at your door, which is pretty wild.
It's like having your own personal security guard 24/7.
Pretty much. And they even mention smart doorbells so you can see who's there even if you're not home.
I've always wanted to try one of those.
And then you can add on things like motion sensors and smart locks for an extra layer of protection.
So it's like a whole security system.
Yeah.
Very cool. So this all sounds totally amazing, but where do you even start with all this stuff?
It can definitely feel overwhelming, all the different options.
Totally.
But the Tech Talk episode actually gives a really clear roadmap, and you don't need to be a tech whiz or anything.
Oh, good.
They say the key is to start simple. Choose your central hub first, whether that's Google Home or Amazon Alexa. It really depends on what you're already using and what you like better.
So once you got that command center, then what?
Then it's all about connecting your devices. There are so many options out there, it can be like completely overwhelming.
It can be its own deep dive for sure.
Totally. That's where the episode comes in handy. They highlight some of the most popular brands and break things down into different categories, like lighting, security, and managing your energy. It's like building your own smart home starter kit.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're not just randomly buying a bunch of stuff.
Exactly. But honestly, the coolest part, according to the episode, is the automation part.
Oh, right. They talked about that.
Imagine your coffee maker starting right before your alarm goes off, or your lights slowly dimming as it gets later in the evening, all because of these pre-programmed routines.
Now that is living in the future.
Right.
They were really emphasizing how much easier this automation can make your life. Like having a personal assistant, but for your house.
It's a game changer. And speaking of making life easier, Tech Talk Nexus doesn't stop at all the cool gadgets. They go deeper into the bigger picture. How smart homes can actually save you money on your energy bill. This is where things go from like cool tech to genuinely important stuff. We're all thinking about our energy use these days, right?
Yeah, for sure. The environment and our wallets.
Exactly. Smart homes can make a real difference there. It's pretty exciting, actually. It really is like having this like invisible energy manager in your house, constantly making little tweaks here and there.
Okay, I like that visual.
So we were talking about smart thermostats before, right?
Right.
Well, this episode, they get into how those thermostats actually learn your habits the more you use them.
Oh, interesting.
So over time, it can automatically adjust the temperature throughout the day, based on your schedule or even just your preferences. You save money without even having to think about it.
Okay, that's seriously cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much these little things can really add up.
They really do. And they even got into these things called smart plugs, which, I'll be honest, I kind of glossed over before.
Smart plugs, what are those?
So you know how some devices, they still use energy even when they're turned off?
Oh, right, like that little light that stays on?
Yeah. Or even just the device itself is still drawing power even though you think it's off. They call that phantom energy drain.
Oh, yeah, like my phone charger. I swear it's using electricity even when my phone's not plugged in.
Exactly. That's where these smart plugs come in.
Okay.
You can control things remotely, so you can make sure things are really off. Or you can even set schedules, for when things turn on and off automatically. Gets rid of that phantom drain completely.
That's really smart. I never even thought about that. So we're saving money, we're cutting down on waste. This is all sounding pretty great. But I have to ask, with all this talk about our homes being connected and sharing data and stuff, does that raise any, privacy concerns?
That is a really good point. It's something that a lot of people are thinking about these days, and for good reason.
Yeah.
The good news is that the Tech Talk episode actually addresses that directly. They really stress the importance of doing your research.
Oh, okay, good.
Before you buy any smart device, look into the company, read their privacy policy, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's your home, you're letting this stuff in.
It's like inviting someone into your house.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you trust them.
Exactly.
That they're not going to, overstep any boundaries.
100%. And the bottom line is you have control over how much connectivity and data sharing you're okay with. It's your smart home, so you get to set the rules.
I love that. It's not about just handing over all your information. It's about using technology in a way that you feel good about.
Exactly. And that's what makes this stuff so cool. It's not like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. It's about figuring out what works for you and your lifestyle.
So it's more about customization than just following every single trend.
Exactly. It should make your life easier, reduce stress, create an environment that supports you. Think about it. How much time and energy do we waste just on these little daily things like going around, adjusting the thermostat, switching lights on and off, making sure the doors are locked?
Oh my gosh. So much time. I feel like I'm constantly running around my house checking on things.
Exactly. Imagine getting that time back, that mental energy. That's what smart homes can do. They free you up to focus on what actually matters.
It really is all about working smarter, not harder, right? Why should we be wasting all that energy on stuff our homes could be doing for us?
Exactly. And honestly, this Tech Talk Nexus episode got me thinking, this is just the beginning,
Right. Feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with this stuff.
Totally. We're on the edge of a whole new era for how we live in our homes.
That's kind of mind-blowing when you really think about it.
It is. I mean, imagine a world where your house, anticipates what you need, adjusts to your preferences automatically, and it's all running as efficiently as possible without you lifting a finger.
Okay, now that sounds like real luxury.
Right. It's not just a house anymore. It's an active part of your life, helping you out, saving you energy, keeping you safe.
It's wild. But I think that's probably a whole other deep dive, right?
Definitely. We could talk about this for hours.
As usual. So I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today. Where do we even go from here?
Well, this was about laying the groundwork, right? Understanding the basics of smart homes. The what, the why, the how. Now it's really up to everyone listening to take this and see what works for them.
I love that. It's like we're giving people a whole new toolbox.
Exactly. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about finding what works for you.
So as we wrap up here, we wanted to leave you with a little something to ponder. What part of this whole smart home thing really stood out to you? Was it the convenience factor? The energy savings? Or maybe you're really drawn to the security aspect?
Think about your own life, What's important to you in your home? How do you want to feel in your space?
Because at the end of the day, it's about making your home work for you.
Exactly. It shouldn't be about following every trend. It's about making choices that really match your needs and your goals. Using this technology to create a space that's not just smart, but truly feels good to live in.
Beautifully said. So whether you're ready to go all in on a smart home or just kind of dip your toe in, remember, it's your home, your journey. We're excited to see where this tech takes all of us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.